Yeah, I'm Sammy Grochowski. I've been with Winland for a little over a year now. I started my career in public accounting, working in audit in the commercial industry. So I got a lot of different experience there in all areas of like balance sheet and income statement testing. And then when I made the switch over to private industry, I joined Winland and was initially in charge of intercompany and kind of foreign exchange accounting. And now I've switched into, in addition to those things, cash responsibilities with all of our cash postings, and now helping out Eve with leases. So in terms of our leases now, I'm kind of the person that when we are putting a new lease on system, I'll run it through QA and make sure everything looks good before we put it into production or um, putting in any modifications and then having Eve review them and then finally kind of submit them through in production. Primarily starting with like buildings would be our office locations and then our production facilities that are producing all of the food. And then within those production facilities, we have a lot of leases for production materials such as like printers or forklifts, moving pallets and stuff like that within the plants. And then with a recent acquisition, we also have a bunch of new rail car leases. And then we use SAP and it's integrated with Nakisa. So all of our postings that we initiate through Nakisa just flows right into SAP, which is super nice. We just post everything and then one click of the button, it's boom in our system. So that's been super helpful. Um, and then I guess an interesting thing about our leases is we have leases in three countries. So in the US, Canada, and then we also have leases in Italy as well. And then, as you mentioned, we do follow and record our leases in accordance with ASC 842. So that affects our reporting and our disclosures surrounding our leases. Yeah, Nikisa honestly saves me a lot of time in my role just because I don't have to go in and do the manual postings on any leases anymore since we have them on system. So that saves a bunch of time having them all be system generated. And then in terms of like the schedules that we can run of future payments, that helps a lot with like budgeting. If our finance team is trying to plan ahead of what future costs will be, I can tell them exactly, pull the schedules of boom, here's the report that shows you everything in the future that'll be hitting. And then that's also helped in terms of like activity reports of everything that I posted for the month. That helps me when I'm doing our lease account reconciliations to have all the activity in one report that I can quickly pull and then tie everything out to our GL balances for our reconciliations and roll forwards. It probably would save me upwards of like 80 hours a month potentially in like the manual activity that would have to be done otherwise. So definitely frees up a lot of other time for other tasks and areas. It's like the responsiveness and the tickets has been very nice too when we do have questions. It's been an easy process to get help quickly. So that's been nice that when we have an issue, or that's really not an issue, it's just we're not familiar with how to like do a process. Yeah, exactly. It's been something that we don't have to sit on for a long time because we get quick responses. So that's been nice and helpful.